Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So all the operations, whenever you have decimals, how you can round or estimate those numbers to where you can get an answer easier. So estimating is a useful skill we can use in real world situations. Jessie earned $26 for babysitting. She wants to use the money to buy a ticket to a water park for $14.75 and a souvenir t-shirt for $13.20. So the question might ask, does she have enough money? Or how much does she have left? About, or approximately. So whenever you're rounding, you need to remember to round to the nearest integer, look at the digit in the tenths place. If it is greater than or equal to 5, round to the next integer. If it is less than 5, keep the same integer. Now this is whenever you're rounding. Whenever the question asks for about or approximate, this is estimating, and we use what we call friendly numbers, ones that are easy to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So you stretch the number or reduce the number to where the two numbers are friendly. And this would be like changing 39 to 40 and $1.75 to 2 and dividing, and 40 divided by 2 is 20. A lot easier than using the decimals. So let's look at how this plays out in word problems. Andriana bought 7.9 yards of ribbon to make each of her volleyball teammates a hair ribbon. Each hair ribbon requires 1 2/10 yards of ribbon. Does Adriana have enough to make 10 hair ribbons? So she has to have enough to make 10. So let's look at, we can either divide this out and then subtract from 10, or we can multiply this and see what we get. So let's call this multiplication. And it takes 1.2, so I'm going to change that just to 1 instead of 1.2, times 1 yard of ribbon for 10 hair bows. So she needs 10 yards. Well, she only has 8 yards. So, no, she does not have enough to make the hair ribbons. You could also, you could do it the other way and say 1 times 8 equals 8 yards needed, and she has 10. So that would work, and so in this situation it would be yes. So the lesson here is sometimes a question has two answers. You just have to explain how you estimated and what you estimated to get your answer. So Mr. Martinez spent $18.77 at the grocery store. He bought a $2.99 magazine for himself and spent the rest to buy his $3 each a teddy bear. If each bear costs the same amount, about how much did Mr. Martinez pay per teddy bear? Well, I've got a couple operations going here. I would have to add this, and then, well, this is the total amount, so I would have to subtract that, and then divide by 3 for the 3 bears. So let's look at how we would do it with friendly numbers. So I'm like 18.77, I could say $20 for that. And $2.99, I could say 3 for that. So 20 minus 3 is 17. Well, 17, now I'm going to say 17 divided by 3. Well, that doesn't go in evenly. So what is that close to that's divisible by 3? Well, either 18 is divisible by 3 or 15 is divisible by 3. So I'm going to go 18 because that's close to 17. So 18 divided by 3 says that he spent $6. So $6 is my solution. So sometimes you have to really understand these and think through all the different steps. A deli charges $3.49 for a pound of turkey. If Tim wants to purchase 2.6 pounds approximately, so that tells you to estimate, how much will it cost? So that's multiply. That's straight up multiply. So the deli charges $3.45. Well, I don't want to multiply $3.45. I don't even want to multiply $3.50. Since this is less than 50, I'm just going to say that's $3. And this 2.6. 0.6 says round up. So 2.6 would become 3. So now I've got real easy numbers. So this answer is $9. And all I did was round this, and then multiply it together. Miss Markinson's class is having a party. For hot dogs, chips, drinks, and cake, the cost is $103.95. If the class decides to split the cost, about how much will each person pay if there are 25 people total? So I need to say what number that's close to this would be divisible by 25. So this is division. So I'm going to say I know that 100 is divided by 25, and that equals 4. And is that reasonable that people would spend $4 each? So again, 103.95 is close to 100. But I don't want to go 105. I don't want to go much higher than that. So I want to stick to 100. So it's about $4. In 2000, a production worker in Japan who worked 38.5 hours in a week would have earned an average of $845. Approximately, what was the hourly wage? Okay, so if this is the total amount, and this is the amount that he worked, I'm going to have to divide. Okay, and I'm going to round 38.5 to 40. And then I've got to say, okay, what can this round to that 40 can go into? Well, if I do 840, that should go evenly. So 40 goes into 84 2 times. Bring down to 0, and 40 goes into 40 1 time. So it's $21, and that makes sense. $21 per hour. Now, could I have said 800 divided by 40 and just said that's 20? Sure. 20, 21, they're both close. You would just need to explain that I rounded this to 800 because it was an easier number to use. So here's your homework check. I'm not going to read these to you, so make sure and pause it and really work through these problems. Do all the steps. Identify if it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Find friendly numbers, and then solve and do the math. So you've got 3. All the answers are going to be nice round numbers, whole numbers, no decimals, and that will take you to tomorrow where we'll practice this.